Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here. Pokemon X with only one Drowsy was a really close and fun run. Let's follow that up with another one that I know I'm gonna enjoy. Today's the day that we figure out would I be able to beat Pokemon White 2 with a team of only one Maractus. So you probably already remember this one from the run in Pokemon Black, but Maractus actually has really good stats in comparison to most of what I use on the show. But runs with Maractus are so unbelievably highly requested because of the one dude who's always asking for it, and then everybody else jumping on. We're gonna use him anyway. It turns out he's really fun. Our weakest stats are speed and our defenses, so we're gonna have to try and use our high special attack to stay alive through healing moves. Mega Drain, Giga Drain, stuff like that. Speaking of, by level up we get a few good moves, we get Growth right at the start at level 6, we get Mega Drain at level 13, and eventually we get great moves like Giga Drain and Petal Dance. There are other good moves, but really the healing moves and Growth are what I care about the most. By TM, we really don't have much choice at all, but I am seeing Aerial Ace on the list. I could see Rest also potentially being good, and maybe there's some niche use for Poison Jab, but I feel like I'd rather have the reliability of Aerial Ace. Overall though, I'm feeling pretty good about this moveset. Like always, I'm writing the script as I go through the challenge, so all this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. I figured that I can win this one. Maractus rocked in the Pokemon Black run. I think this one might be harder, but I'm pretty sure that I can win. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Maractus. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. So right off the bat, I use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Snivy with Maractus so that we can do the whole run with it. I name him Cacturn, like last time. Our nature is quiet, so more special attack, less speed. Well, I love having extra special attack. Less speed has me a little bit worried, but this might still work. Our whole strategy in the long run will be about building up special attack with Growth and staying healthy with Giga Drain. So I think that going second a bit more often might not be the end of the world. Let's stick with this. Our ability is Water Absorb. It's kinda cool. Not like anyone's gonna be using water moves on us in the first place, though. You could probably argue that Chlorophyll would be better, since it would give us a speed boost in the harsh sunlight, so maybe I could outspeed a dangerous fire type who's getting ready to one-shot us with Sunny Day. It seems unlikely, though. I really doubt that either ability would matter very much. Alright, so normally in the White 2 runs, they always start off really hard with me having to grind before I can beat my rival or the first gym. We always have a really weak Pokemon, and the normal gym leader's team hits surprisingly hard, but I actually feel confident this time. We get Growth really early, so I figure that just using that and Absorb is probably enough to get a win in those super easy fights. The Poison Gym is one where I'm a little bit more worried, but we won't be there for a while. So I got to the rival fight at level 7, and despite being a pretty strong Pokemon, we almost lost. Growth powers up both special and physical attack in this game, so it's stronger than some of the earlier generations, but we still just aren't great with Peck and Absorb. We were one hit away from fainting when we got the win. I might still just lose at the normal gym though. Alright, this normal gym fight rocked. So we got here at level 12, and right away, Patrat and I were just trading Growth and Work Up. Two moves that do the exact same thing in this game, now that I think about it. We were faster though, so on round 3, I used Peck and crit for a one-shot. That was awesome. The second is Lillipup, and he was just buffing his attack too, so I used one Growth, then Absorb. We took huge damage from Tackle on the round after, but we took him out on the next hit. Hey, if I didn't crit that Peck near the start, I'm pretty sure I would have lost this fight. That Tackle did more than half my health and damage. Now that may have been a first try, but I know that the Poison Gym won't be. They resist us, and we're bad against them. I don't think I'm doomed, though. If I remember right, the Coughing at the start likes using Smog. That's pretty inaccurate, and not all that strong, so as long as we don't get poisoned, then I think that I could get quite a few Growths in. Plus, the second Pokemon is weak to Peck, so that's probably a one-shot right there. Growth is gonna make Peck stronger. Let's see how it goes. Okay, well, I had to grind up a few levels just to make it to the gym leader because I was fainting to the trainers. Then I lose to the gym leader thanks to getting poisoned on the first Smog, but here we are in the second try, and it goes pretty great. Smog misses a lot and doesn't poison us, so I built up tons of Growths and take it out. then Peck to make Whirlipede faint. It actually survived and hit Venoshock, but we weren't poisoned, so it didn't hit us all that hard. Venoshock's a move that does bonus damage if you're already poisoned. It's not a bad win. Alright, so we've got some travel before we get to the next gyms, but that's fine with me. I can get my hands on Leftovers and a Miracle Seed in Castilia City. I figure that for the most part the Leftovers will be better for keeping us healthy, but I could see the Miracle Seed being more useful, because if we need to deal a little bit more damage to make something faint faster, that could end up saving us more health than we would heal with the Leftovers, and, you know, plus if we're using stuff like Mega Drain and Giga Drain, then who knows, maybe if we hit extra hard, the extra health will be more than what we got from Leftovers. I'll probably switch these items back and forth as the run goes on if I feel like I need one thing more than the other. Anyway, we have the Bug Gym, Colress, and the Electric Gym coming up. I think that the Bug Gym is going to be pretty easy since both of his Grass and Bug types are double weak to Peck, and the other Pokemon is neutral to Grass, so it should be fine. The Colress fight after might be hard though. I think that getting paralyzed there would make things pretty difficult. Plus, I think there's always a Sandstorm in that fight, and it's not going to affect his team, just mine. Then after that is the Electric Gym, and I figure that that's going to be a rough one for sure. I know she's got Flying and Fire moves, so I think we just have to brute force that one with Growth and Mega Drain. Actually, we're probably going to have Mega Drain by then. Who knows, maybe I'm too worried. Oh, then there's the tournament, but that's just an afterthought. I don't know if I've ever had issues with that one. Let's go fight the Bug Gym. So we get to the Bug Gym at level 23, about the same as them. Right away I keep using Growth as Swadloon keeps hitting Struggle Bug and String Shot, so we're slower and our special attack hasn't raised by nearly as much as our regular attack. We pecked him down and then switched to a Mega Drain as Dwebble came out. Between his Hyper Potion and our Mega Drains getting weaker and weaker from all the Struggle Bugs, it was looking rough, but we eventually got a crit for a one-shot. Last is Leavanny, but he's double weak to Flying-type moves, and our attack is still really high, so one peck did the trick. After that is Colress, and I was worried about this one since I got paralyzed right away, but after only 4 growths, we had a pretty easy time Mega Draining his whole team. We took some decent damage between the Sandstorm and Clink using Gear Grind, but Mega Drain and Leftovers kept us pretty healthy, so we still won a first try pretty easily. I don't think that the Electric Gym is going to go that well though. Wow, and here I was thinking that the Electric Gym would be super hard. We're the same level as them, and we actually swept them after only 3 growths. Upgrading to Giga Drain really made a huge difference. Plus, I guess they don't have the same fire and flying moves as they do in Pokemon White and Black, because they just kept using stuff like Pursuit and Quick Attack. I really didn't expect that. Okay, well, I'm like 15 minutes away from the ground gym leader. Let's just go get that out of the way. Should be crazy easy. I'll get the Big Root on my way there. Lets you heal more from moves that steal health. I'm really not sure if I'm going to end up using it, but I figure that there's a possibility it could help, so there's no harm in grabbing it. So the first try at the ground gym was actually really interesting. We get hit by Torment at the start of the fight, so I can't use the same move twice in a row. Because of that, I had to keep going back and forth between Growth and Giga Drain. The problem is that at the end is Excadrill, and he was hitting us so hard that we fainted before we could use a single Giga Drain on it. It's faster than us, and we have to spend the first turn on Growth, so we just get 2-shot. Alright, I'm taking a lunch break, then coming back and trying more. Maybe he doesn't always use Torment, or maybe I don't even need Growth and I can just take him out before he uses Torment. I don't know, I'll try for a while. Okay, so next time I open with Giga Drain to one-shot Crocorock at the start, then I started using Growth as Sandslash came out. The problem is that he's actually hitting us pretty hard, so I only got 3 growths in before I took him out. We even lost some defense along the way. Because of that, Excadrill did tons of damage to us, but we got our one-shot and our win. Now, I hope the tournament is a breeze. It probably should be. Yeah, like always, the tournament is really easy, just thanks to them all being such low levels. Emboar did some decent damage to us in the rival fight, and we took some damage here and there in the Colress fight, thanks to being paralyzed early on, but I don't think we could have fainted in any of these fights unless they crit us like crazy. Hey, now's a great time to remind you that this show is mostly Patreon supported, ad views, Patreon. I don't get really a whole lot of sponsorships anymore, and you guys know that I was always very picky with sponsorships. So if you want to jump on my Patreon, see these Pokemon Challenge videos a week early, sometimes more than a whole week early, then you can get that for $1 a month over on my Patreon. You also get to vote on polls. I make sure that 1 or 2 challenges every month is a poll-selected one, so you can vote on those polls, and if I come up with any other random videos, I'll probably throw them up on Patreon first anyway, just to have fun with it. Thank you so much for all the continued support. It really is appreciated. In the tough times of the current day algorithm on YouTube, where it's much more interested in showing you whatever your last search term was, rather than, the people that you told YouTube that you want to keep watching, any support is appreciated. You have no idea how often I get comments from people who say that they think I quit doing videos years ago because I simply stopped getting recommended to them. I was told that 3 times last week in the comments section on an ISRO production video. It was crazy. They legit thought I had quit YouTube years ago. These are weekly viewers. Sorry, I could complain about the YouTube algorithm forever. It's such a mess right now. Anyway, the last 2 gyms are pretty easy, but I think the next one might be an issue. We've got the flying gym coming up, then after that is the rival fight, and that is sometimes pretty hard. Now the upside is that we can get the TM for Aerial Ace after the flying gym, and for some reason we can learn it. I don't know why Aerial Ace can be learned from a cactus, but okay. I remember I ended up keeping Peck until the very end of the game in the Pokemon Black run, so I figure I may as well just get Aerial Ace. It's just a bit stronger and it doesn't miss. It's a straight upgrade from Peck. Anyway, I'm not sure how we're going to be able to build up growths in the flying gym, but I do think that's my only chance to win. It might depend on what held items I use, but I'm trying leftovers on the first try. Wish me luck. Okay, well, I figure it's safe to say that the flying gym will be hard considering I just got 2-shot by the first Pokemon from the first trainer in the whole gym. We can't even get to the gym leader yet. I don't think I'm maxed out on effort values yet, so I'm gonna have to go grind for a little bit, then come back. I get the feeling that I'll need a ton of levels before I can actually win this. I think I beat this fight at level 45 in Pokemon Black. Let's see if we can even get to the gym leader at that level in this one. Okay, so I grind to level 41, then sneak past the trainer to go straight to the gym leader. Probably a bad decision, considering we were outsped and 2-shot. It's another Swoobat, just like the trainer earlier had. Alright, well, we don't have time to use growth, so let me try a new strategy. I came back, this time with a Miracle Seed, and I used Petal Dance right away, hoping for a 1-shot. We did a lot of damage and made her use a Hyper Potion, but we never took her out. I could see this combo being a 1-shot at level 45, though. I think I'm going to grind up to that and keep trying. So at level 45, I came back, and now with a Miracle Seed, we can get our 1-shot with Petal Dance, but because we're also slower than Swanna, we still just faint. I think this is our bad speed nature coming into play. I guess I could get a Quick Claw, but without the Miracle Seed, we can't get our 1-shot at the start, so I gotta grind until we're either faster, can take 2 hits, or can get a 1-shot without a Miracle Seed. This might take a while. So I grind all the way to level 50. Now we have just enough health that despite being slower, we can make our first 2 Pokemon faint. The problem is that at the end is Skarmory, and even though we crit, she has Sturdy and can't be 1-shot, so we get taken out anyway. This is worse than I thought it was gonna be. I actually have to grind until I'm faster than something so that I can take 1 less hit. Well, you know what? I'm like 99% sure my effort values are finally maxed, since it's not letting me use a few of my vitamins. I'm gonna use 5 rare candies at a time until we're faster and can survive. Make your guesses on when we'll be able to win. I'm guessing 60. Level 60. Alright, well, at level 55, we're faster than Swanna and take a lot less damage as a result. Skarmory actually hardly hurt us this time, so I'm just thankful that I didn't have to level up much beyond what I grinded for. Let's go take out our rival, then we'll get back on the road. Alright, the rival fight was super easy. Mostly because we have a strong flying type move now, so our rival's Empoor is not such a big deal. Things might be getting harder soon. Coming up, we have the Dragon Gym, a fight with Zinzolin of Team Plasma, then we have the Water Gym. Now that Water Gym is normally really hard, but I think it should go fine because of our good grass moves, and the fact that water moves heal us, although I don't think they were going to use them anyway. The Dragon Gym, though, I don't know, they resist grass and they tend to hit pretty hard, and although Zinzolin is typically not a problem, he is an ice trainer, so I could see us having issues building up the growth in the first place. I'm holding out hope that it won't be too hard, but you never know. I might even have to use Aerialist in that fight because Cryogonal has crazy high special defense and he's got 2 of those. Okay, so first was the Dragon Gym, and although we took a lot of damage early on, we were able to heal back up easily once we finished using growth and actually fought back. That was an easy first try. Zinzolin, on the other hand, is basically impossible. I failed 10 straight times, and only 1 time did I get past the first Cryogonal. Sometimes they use Slash to do literally about 10 damage, but most of the time they use Ice Beam and Confuse Ray. They're faster than us, and Ice Beam takes out about 3/4 of our health. The one time I made Cryogonal faint, he sent a second one out that used Light Screen right away, so we couldn't do any real damage. Even with a Miracle Seed, I can't one-shot with Petal Dance. But I think that's what I need before I can get a win here. I'm just gonna keep leveling up until something changes. Alright, so this took a few tries, but at level 65, we're faster and able to sweep them. It's crazy how big of a difference it makes when you're just faster than your opponents. I'm really not looking forward to the Zinzolin fight that we have after the Water Gym, though. That's probably gonna be even worse. And of course, Water Gym was crazy easy. He tried to get me early with Caracosta surviving Sturdy and powering up with Shell Smash so that his crunch would hurt us a lot, but it didn't matter. Our Giga Drains just healed us back up. Alright, we have 4 major fights left in the game until we're at the Elite Four, and I'm actually worried about almost all of them. There's Zinzolin, who was often an afterthought, but he was so brutal last time we fought him that I have no idea if he's going to be a sweep or a brick wall. Then we have that annoying Colress fight where his first 2 Pokemon have Sturdy and spam Thunder Waves, so I mean, there's no way getting around being paralyzed that time, right? Even with a berry, they'd just re-paralyze us. Maybe that'll be easy with Growth and Giga Drain, but there really might be a lot of luck there. Then there's Getsis, and he's just generally a pretty hard fight. I don't really know what to expect from that fight, either than I'll probably have to level up before I can win it. The only thing after that is a rival fight, and I'm really not that worried about it. But getting there is probably going to be an issue. I'm holding out hope that if I fight every trainer on my way to Zinzolin, then Colress might not be that bad, but I still think that Getsis is going to be rough no matter what. Let's go find out. First is the Zinzolin fight, and thankfully we were still faster than them, so we ended up getting a sweep. Weavile actually caught us with a critical Ice Shard near the end of the fight, and it did massive damage, but we still one-shot it back. I think Petal Dance mixed with Miracle Seed is what got us through the fight. That'll probably be what I do anytime we can't build up growth. In fact, I think that's what we were doing near the very end of the previous run, too. Next is Colress, and as expected, we got paralyzed right away. We were actually taking quite a bit of damage, so I decided to stop at 2 growths, then keep using Giga Drains. Thanks to his full restores, it took quite a few hits to take out, but we were reasonably healthy. Magnezone actually ended up being less threatening, it just doesn't have as strong of moves. I was worried when he used Explosion, but it really didn't hurt us much. The problem is that Kling-Klang is next, and I thought it wouldn't be too bad, but thanks to missing 2 turns in a row to Paralysis, he got to shift gears twice and then wipe us out with Giga Impact. I mean, that was awful, but I think this fight might be possible. I'm gonna keep trying and see how it goes. Okay, never mind. I think it's clear that I just got lucky on that first try to even make it that far into the fight. A handful more failed attempts with Fast Forward on, and they all went horrible. Magnezone can do tons of damage to us. He just didn't do it the first time we fought him. We never even got to Kling-Klang again, so I think that I need to get more levels first. Hey, at least our effort values are long since maxed out at this point. Okay, 3 tries later, and at level 75, and although we still lose if we get a special defense drop-off Flash Cannon, like what usually happens, this time I got past the first Magnemite faster, and actually got to heal a ton off Magnezone because of it using a full restore. Then, thanks to better paralysis luck, we easily beat Kling-Klang while he was still speeding up and swept the rest of his team. It's always an annoying fight, but it wasn't too horrible. Next is the first try it gets us. Right away, I just one-shot Cofagrigus with Petal Dance because I do not want to get hit by Toxic. And for some reason, he sends out Seismitoad next, so like, obviously that's a one-shot. That was a weird decision. He's double weak to Grass. Our dance is over though, and we get confused. I was worried when Electros came out because I thought it was going to hit Acrobatics, but we actually one-shot it with Giga Drain. Drapion is next, and we started hitting ourselves in confusion. I thought we were safe because he kept using Night Slash, but suddenly he pulls out the way more dangerous X-Scissor and crits us to take us out. Well, that was weird. I don't know why he wasn't using that from the start. Guess I'll just keep trying. This seems very much possible, at least. Okay, a couple tries later, and things start basically the same as last time, but we take out the Drapion with a few Giga Drains. It still hurts, but we don't get crit by X-Scissor at least. Toxicroak is next, and Aerial Ace takes it out, but not before it gets us with a Sucker Punch. Last is Hydreigon, and we had to use Giga Drain a ton, thanks to it resisting us and using full restore. We were taking a lot of damage from Dragon Rush, but thanks to the first one missing, we never fainted. It was close, and this could have gone either way, but we won. Last is our rival, and although we failed 1 billion times at the start due to the absolute worst swagger confusion luck you've ever seen in your life, we easily won the moment we stopped hitting ourselves over and over. As expected, his team just wasn't that bad in this run. Why is it Swagger is really good at messing me up, but anytime I've ever used it, they just immediately sucker punch me with the power-up that I gave them? I hate that move. Now that we're at the Elite Four, let's take a look at our stats. Well, our special attack is awesome, and our attack isn't bad either. I guess our defenses are lower than I would like, but I'm still feeling pretty good about this. I think Chantel might be hard thanks to her fire type, but for the most part, I'm really not that worried about the Elite Four. Make your final guesses on if we can win this or not. Let's do this. First is Ghost Trainer Chantel. Well, here I was, worried that this would be the hard one. Nah. We built up 2 growths against Cofagrigus, took a little damage thanks to getting burned right away, but we scored our 1-shot. Second is Chandelure, who ends up being a one-shot, surely thanks to the crit that I got. Driftbloom actually did a pretty decent amount of damage to us, thanks to it lasting so long, but we managed to get some really huge Giga Drains in on it, so we got a lot of our health back before it fainted. And, of course, last is Golur, who's just a one-shot thanks to being weak to grass. Not bad at all. Second is Dark Trainer Grimsley. Right away, we only got 1 growth in against Liepard, thanks to it spamming Aerial Ace. And second was Scrafty, who was a one-shot, so it never hit us. We had full health going into the Bisharp fight, so I thought we were fine, just for it to crit us with X-Scissor, and it did 200 damage, nearly fainting us. We took him out, but our health is low. Luckily for us, though, the last Pokemon is Crocodile, and is weak to grass, so we got our one-shot. That was kinda close. Third is Fighting Trainer Marshall. First he sends out Throw, and I only used 1 growth, then took it out because I learned from many failed attempts that if he bulldozes us twice, then we're too slow for the rest of the fight. Mine Shao dodges us with a bounce early on, and we take pretty big damage, but 1 Giga Drain takes it out. Conkeldur's next, and it beat us on the last try with Bulk Up and Hammer Arm, but we're faster and just one-shot it thanks to not taking too many bulldozes early on. Last is Sock, and he's not a one-shot thanks to his ability, but his Brick Break hardly hurt us anyway, so I guess it didn't really matter. Easy fight. Fourth is Psychic Trainer Caitlyn. So first is Masharna, and she hit Yawn while I was using Growth, so I just used a second one, then fell asleep. She then instantly crit a Dream Eater, and the second one brought us to only 6 health before we woke up, and one-shot her with Giga Drain. Well, that was insanely close. Sigalith is thankfully also a one-shot, since I'm sure it could have finished us off, and after that is Reuniclus, who's also a one-shot. Last is Gothitelle, and of course, it's a one-shot. It was a pretty smooth Elite Four. Finally, the Pokemon Champion Iris. Right away, we get 1 growth in as Hydreigon is hitting Flamethrower, then I just started using Giga Drain. She does tons of damage to us, but we take her out and heal back up to about half health. Druddigon is a 2-shot, but it hits a weak Flamethrower, so we're once again at about half health as it faints. Lapras is of course a one-shot, so I appreciate the full heal, but next is Haxorus, and it hits a massive X-Scissor after a Dragon Dance, causing her to nearly make us faint before we got the knockout. Second from last is Aggron, who's a one-shot, and last is Archeops, who outspeeds us and finishes us off. Man, it's brutal to lose so close to the end like that. I think if I level up a little bit more, I could probably beat Haxorus with Petal Dance in 1 hit. If I do that, I could make it to Archeops with full health. Okay, check this out. So I try again at level 85, and although things go to plan all the way to Haxorus, she survives a Petal Dance thanks to a Focus Sash. I didn't even know she had that. That means we can't get a one-shot on her, and we just lose the same way every single time. That means that there's literally nothing I can do to prevent her from surviving, using Dragon Dance, and being faster and hitting X-Scissor. I think my only choice is to level up until we're faster even after Dragon Dance. This might be pretty hard. Alright, so a couple tries into level 90 and everything was going the exact same as before. We're still slower than Haxorus using Dragon Dance, but somehow, we're faster than Archeops, so we land a one-shot. I really thought that Archeops would have been faster, but then again, I guess I don't know much about the stats of Haxorus. I guess it's just faster than I thought it was. Well, that was a fun run, but I mean, I knew it would be. Maractus is just a really fun Pokemon to use. Maybe I gotta try it in Pokemon X as well. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. I really hope that you guys like that run. The next Pokemon Challenge should be up next Saturday like usual, with Pokemon Emerald, with one Poochyena. That one should be really hard. The stats are unbelievably awful. If I'm remembering off the top of my head, the base stats are 220. That's weaker than Pidgey. That's weaker than Rattata. That's weaker than, I mean, the vast majority of Pokemon, even single form Pokemon, like that is really weak even by first form Pokemon standards, you know, like that is, whoa. I wasn't even aware how weak Poochyena's stats were until I looked it up. I'm just, you know, I used to always use Poochyena growing up, but you know, you evolve it to a Mightyena at level 18 and it's pretty strong after that. It's a solid Pokemon. I never realized that Poochyena itself has horrendous stats. It's brutal. Anyway, looking forward to that. And of course, as always, I'm also looking forward to your suggestions in the comments, in the challenge request section of my Discord channel, and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. Outro time, I have a grocery delivery that is going to be delivered in the next like 10 minutes maybe, so I gotta be really quick, but for those of you who listened to the intro last week and you heard that I was watching Maple Leaf Pro Resurrection, it ended up being a really good show. Of course, I had a fun time. Every Maple Leaf show has been really good so far. Very cool seeing my boy, Michael Allen Richard Clark, winning a match, absolutely stealing it. It was awesome. Friend of the show, by the way, he watches, so that's always really cool. Super fun match. What a super fun night in general. Oh my god. Maple Leaf Pro is a really fun promotion. Very much recommend you guys check it out. Obviously not sponsored or anything. Maple Leaf Pro doesn't know I exist. Alright, thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.